Our big thing is that the expectations of what people expect and what people want and the actual amount of work they're doing are so far apart.
I love it when we see our clients win.
The time invested now is going to pay off in 5 years, not now.
Coaches take things so literal.
You need to work harder.
In this video, we are going to talk to you about how many hours you should be putting in as an online coach.
Hey guys, we're Dan and Mike from Business and Banter, formerly Biceps and Banter. Although I think I changed the YouTube channel name, and now?
Have you?
I think I managed to change it, so we'll find out.
I think.
I don't know.
Have you or not?
But we're here to help you with your online fitness business in any way that we can. And today we're going to talk about just how hard you need to work within your online fitness business to earn the money that you want to earn.
Keep your head down.
Keep your head down, who knows?
You could be in the hot seat.
Can't do the face. No. So I think part of the reason I wanted to talk about this today is I think you could be forgiven for watching some of our content, seeing our stuff and assuming that we're just part of the whole like work harder, grind harder kind of culture. Hustle culture, whatever you want to call it, that is kind of prevalent these days. People always say about how, life's for living. It's not just about working hard and, there's a balance to be had and all this sort of stuff, right? Which, again, I kind of agree with, and I don't want anyone to perceive us as people that just say work harder, work harder, work harder, because I don't think that that's always going to resonate with people. But I want to kind of discuss today a little bit more about kind of what our thoughts are on that and maybe the perception of the industry and coaching, but also just around expectations and around knowing what you want to get out of this and what you want to get out of your business. Because I think that's the most important bit, not necessarily about how hard you work. We're going to get onto that in a second. But first thing is about figuring out what you want out of your business and then deciding whether your expectations marry up to that. Shoot.
My turn. Yeah, I think
He doesn't think that much.
Yeah. I thought once, and then he just disappeared. He just went away. No, I think with the whole working harder thing, I'm not torn, because I think like coaches take things too far with things. I think coaches take things so literal. Anytime that we would say anything, they would take it so literal. And it's like, I think it's more so that the balance has to be right for the individual rather than just work harder, or vice versa, what every other mentor says, and that you shouldn't spend more than 10 hours working in the business or whatever they fucking say. Because that's also garbage. It's more an expectations thing, isn't it? Like you just mentioned, it's more so if you are expecting to earn 10 grand a month and that's what your goals are, then you need to apply the work ethic that's going to align with that amount of revenue. Unfortunately, people want the best of both worlds, where it's, I want the under 10-hour work week, but I also want the 10K. And it's like, in my opinion, or I guess in our opinion, I don't think that you can have both, or in very, very, very rare circumstances would you be able to have both, the less than 10 hours, but the 10K salary. Yeah. That's more so it. It's more like, if you want that, be prepared to work for that, because that doesn't come easy. But also, if you don't want to work that hard, be okay on £3,000, £4,000, £5,000, really good income. Really, I can't believe I'm saying don't. But like, if you're not working hard, that you can still earn 4 or 5 grand, ridiculous. But in this industry, it's true. It's just about where you sit and what you want out of things.
Yeah, like I shared the other day, we both shared it. Actually, you sent it to me first.
Well, we both shared it. We've had meetings. We've
both shared it. Where there's this banker. She's got a banker in London. She's got a YouTube channel. What's her name? Nisha is her name. She's very open and honest about what she earns and kind of what she does. And she worked in banking for 10 years, from an intern through to where she is now 10 years later, and basically shared her journey of how much money she'd earned through a 10-year period. And she's now on £120,000 a year in year 10. Had a couple of company changes and job role changes within that, and kind of shared it on our stories to kind of explain and show that, that's 10 years in banking, from learning the ropes to kind of 120K, which is 10 grand a month for those of you good at maths, in an employed role. And obviously a lot of people were kind of quite surprised by that. And I think it puts a lot of it in perspective. And we were sharing it from a point of view of, I think the online coaching world just needs a bit of perspective sometimes into how long it can take to earn money and to build a business and all these things. And I had one comment from someone who said, Yeah, but surely that's the whole thing about being self-employed, is that you take that risk, and you take the risk to be able to earn more money than that. And like being employed is a little bit more secure. There's another argument to that entirely, which I don't think it is necessarily. But my point about the self-employed model is that, yes, you do have the potential to earn more than that. But my argument to that is, then why would you not work harder then? Because your earning potential is higher. Like your earning potential is, you could earn double that. But my argument is then you should be doing double the work that they're doing. Because if you're working for someone else, you should not take your work home. You should not work those extra hours. You should be just doing your contracted hours. The problem that we see with online coaches is they want these amazing numbers, but they want to do it doing part-time hours. And I think that that's where we're talking about the disconnect, is that you want to build an amazing business and you want to get to this point, but yet you're not prepared to invest the time into it. And I think that's the key thing we're getting at here is, I'm not telling you that you need to work harder as like an absolute statement. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that from what I see on a consistent basis of what people tell me they want to achieve, they are not working hard enough to achieve it. That's my point regularly, is we get people come in and I look at their weeks, look at their days, and they're just not doing any work. Like they're not putting hours into content creation, not putting hours into their check-ins. They're not putting the time and effort into improving these skills. They just want it all, and they just throw out these random numbers, but they have no concept of how much work it's going to take, or how long it's going to take, certainly, to get to that point. Using her as an example is fantastic, to go, well, in 10 years in banking, where she's probably worked 45-hour weeks minimum, I would assume, to get to that point in her career, I kind of go, how many online coaches have done the same thing? Not that many.
Yeah, so I've just got it up, which is something at my age.
About to say, that's the first time in a while.
37, so... Don't look 37.
Both in our 30s.
Most people think I look about 28. So,
well, calling them liars.
We call them liars, eh? So year one internship, $7,500. Internship, so does it count? Year two, so started what she's written here as middle office. $35,000 a year, works out at 2.2k a month.
Why you
year
do that?
Three, pay rise of $2,500 a year, not a month. $2,500 a year pay rise, not a month. Some coaches are unhappy with $2,500 a month, but up to 2.3k a month. Year four now. So remember, year four in banking. If you're a coach that's done 4 years in coaching, 2.5k.
What's the salary per year for that? Year four.
That's 40k.
40k.
So another £2,500 pay rise per year.
Right, which, by the way, if you're an online coach charging £200 a month, is 16 clients.
Yeah, at year four.
Year four, 16 clients.
Year five, promotion, big pay rise, 30%, up to $52,000 a year, 3.1k a month, 3.1. Year six, no pay rise, the same, 3.1.
Which is still, by the way, 21 clients at that point.
So we're now
a month.
We're now at year seven in banking, right? Moved to a new bank, so big pay rise, 45%. $75,000 a year, 4.2k. 21.
31 clients.
31. Year eight, get this, promoted to vice president of the bank. 20% pay rise, $90,000 a year, £5,000 a month.
I think VP is something different than banking.
Is it?
I don't think it's quite like top, but it's still decent.
What are you working at? 200 quid?
200 quid a month, yeah.
Yeah, so $5,000 is 25.
Yeah. 25 clients. The thing that I think is key in all this is when she does the promotions and the pay rises, like 30% promotion pay rise. She's like loving it. 45% pay rise is that one.
Yeah. Next one, year 9, 96k, 5.3 thousand pounds a month. Year 10, moved to a new bank, 25% pay rise, 120,000 a year. So it took her 10 years, 120,000 a year, 6.2k.
That's 50 clients a month
after tax.
10 years.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that's so crazy is that coaches just aren't seeing it in the same way and in the same light. You know, we talk about this regularly, that they just go, oh, I want an extra 10 clients coming in the next month, and I'm just like, you do realise that would be again 45% pay rise, like a move in a company, move in business, move in everything, and the amount I just wish alongside it we knew the amount of hours she worked, because again in banking in London, I said 45 hours. It's going to be more than that with the meals out, lunches, working lunches, whatever. There's going to be loads more than that, right?
You could probably there'll be probably stuff on her socials.
There probably will be. She's quite open about it.
It's Nisha.me on Instagram.
Harry will put it on.
Yeah, go on, Harry.
Like I said, and I'm not sitting here, like I said, saying that no coaches deserve that and all this sort of stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I just think that there's a real disconnect between the amount of work required and needed to achieve those sorts of levels. Now, again, coming back to that comment that I had, of course, being self-employed, your potential to earn is a bit higher because you're in charge and you're in control of that. My whole thing with this is that if that is the case, why are you not working more than when you were employed? Because you are in 100% control of this. And I think that often when it comes to building a business like we've got with online coaching, it's all time invested. It's not really any capital involved. With a lot of businesses, what you do is you put a lot of money up front in capital, and then you basically kind of use that to fund the business. And your business is effectively in debt, running at a loss for the first couple of years. And I think that not enough coaches are seeing that capital in their business as the time invested. Like, that's just time for you. You don't have the money to invest. You don't have like 100 grand that you can invest in a business, but you do have 100 hours that you can invest where you work for free. You basically do the work for no money, essentially, when you're doing it up front. And coaches just don't seem to be prepared to do that. They don't seem to be able to kind of get their head around the fact that they can do a lot of work in the first 5 years for not a lot of money. But in the next 5 years is when they're going to see the benefit of it. And coaches just don't seem able to do that. And that's why when we're saying about the amount of hours you work, is that the amount of hours you work now should be indicative of the salary you want in 5 years' time. So me and Mike always come back to this. We worked our nuts off. We worked our absolute nuts off when we were on 30, 40 clients still, because we knew we wanted more. We knew that we had to work at the level we wanted to be at, not the level we were at. So for example, if we were on 30, 40 clients, we could have probably scaled back to 2 days, 2.5 days a week and just maintained there. Did we want to do that? No, we want it to be further than that. So we had to do this extra 2.5, 3 days a week on top of that, because we knew that that was the bit that was going to get us to go forward. And that was the bit that was going to get us the clients and the business in the future. Too many coaches are looking so, like Mike said, so literally in the here and now and going, oh, we're working harder, but I don't have any more clients to work harder on, right? So what about copywriting? What about video editing? What about filming more content? What about trying new things? What about research?
Education.
Seems like a bit hard like that. Bit of effort in it. Not going to see the return on that. No. And that's the mindset, like I said, that keeps people where they are. And as I said at the start of the video, I'm okay with that. If you don't want to do all that work, cool. Just don't moan that your business ain't moving forward or isn't changing. Just say, I'm happy with where I'm at. Because that's where the disconnect comes, is the reality, is the time invested now is going to pay off in 5 years, not now. Like, forget it out of your head that you think that you're going to see a return on the time you invest now, because it just ain't going to happen. It's like with her in the bank in this situation. Is like, I think if you go into any job, you know that you need to get your head down. Who knows? Get your head down, and you know that promotions will come if you work hard and if you do a good job at some point in the future. Yet when you're self-employed, it seems to me that you can't get a head around it. They can't work that out and go, if I get my head down and really put the time and effort into it, it'll pay off in the future. If I really get good at copywriting and video editing and content, if I make mistakes now, when I'm there in the future, I'll be better.
I could just fucking go off on this, and maybe I will. Yeah. I'll mini. Like, it really annoys me. It really annoys me when somebody grows by, say, 5 clients or 10 clients and it's just overlooked. It really annoys me. Like, it does my fucking head in, actually, that, I don't really seem to be moving that much. And you go, well, 10 clients, okay, £200 a month, that's $2,000, so that's 24 grand a year. At what point did I say that she had any form of 24 grand pay rise a year? Instead, for like the first 5 years, the biggest pay rise that she got was £2,500 a year. And that's not enough on a monthly basis a lot of the time. And it's just this entitlement for me. There's entitlement to be growing faster, to be growing more. Why is there entitlement? Like Dan said, stop worrying about the result, i.e. the revenue this month, and go, I'm going to focus on the process. Just like you tell your clients, where you go, don't focus on the scale today. What you're doing today with your cardio, with your nutrition, is going to pay off in 16 weeks' time, right? Mm-hmm. You're doing cardio today for the guy in 16 weeks who's lean, right? That's who you're doing cardio for. It's the same in your business. It's this entitlement that you do a couple of weeks, you manage to post 6 or 7 times a week. Well done. And it should be growing further than what it is. It's just entitlement. And you go, well, no, focus on the process instead. Get better at copywriting, like Dan says. Get better at video editing. Get better at camera skills. Get better at calls to actions. Get better at your content. Get better at how to engage your audience, and it will pay you back in the future, provided that you keep doing it. And it's just, for me, it's just this entitlement. I've not seen another industry like this, where somebody in banking can be happy with those pay increments, those jumps, and pretty much everybody that you'll see in a corporate job will be on the same ladder, seeing the same things. That could be her as working in a bank. It could be probably as a solicitor. It could be as an accountant. It could be anything in corporate. Obviously, up to a point where you're probably a director or a partner or whatever it is. But it's just like this entitlement that online coach trains at the gym every day in work hours, gets their haircut, does what they want, does a couple of reels on Instagram, and I should be earning 10 grand a month. No, you shouldn't. You can. And fucking good luck to you. Like, I love it when we see our clients win. Like, I love it. And obviously we've done well out of the fitness industry as well. It's like, you can. The opportunity, the vehicle that we're in this industry, it's there for fucking certain, right? But it's not there unless you work hard enough for it. It's not there unless you get good at it. It's not there unless you can deliver results, keep your clients, learn how to make good content, do the things now for future you. Why are me and Dan still posting content? Why are we sat here on a Sunday? What time did we start? 10. 25 past 10. Why are we sat here on a Sunday? We literally can't take a client on today. We literally can't take one on. So we're sat here in February. We can't bring on anyone until June. Why are we doing this now? It's not for us now, is it? Because I'd rather not be here. No offense. No offense. But I'd rather not be here. I'd rather be in bed. Like, I'd rather be in bed watching last night's boxing. Sound. But sue me backstage. I'd rather be doing that. But why am I doing it? Why are we doing it? Well, it's for June us and July us, that if we stopped doing it, that person would suffer then, right? You've got to get good at delayed gratification. Like, you have to get good at it. But otherwise, you're always going to set yourself up for failure. Your expectations are just going to be wrong. You're not doing the work today for next week's salary, for next week's client numbers. You're not get that out of your head. Yeah. That's what there you go. There's my little mini rant, I'd say.
Yeah, and but right as well. Do you know, that's the thing. It is right. And I think, just to finish on that, it comes back to what we talked about at the start. I don't want people to think that we're all about working harder. If you're happy with the salary you're on, with where you're at with client numbers, and you want to do the bare minimum, like, honestly, like, good for you, crack on, like, happy for you. But also make sure that you're happy with that target and be okay with that, but just then start looking at it going, if I did want to do more, I need to do more, right? If I want business to go further. Our big thing is that the expectations of what people expect and what people want and the actual amount of work they're doing are so far apart that it's not even funny. It's really not even funny. So just make sure that on that spectrum, you're in the right place. End of video.
Oh, forgot the fucking CTAs and everything, didn't we? Like usual.
We'll have to do it on the next one.
Oh,
members groups, members group where we can help you out with this stuff for just £99 a month.
It's brilliant.
Come and get involved, right?
It's great.
There's also free stuff there. Join I don't know why I'm looking there. It could be anywhere. Below. Could be wherever. But again, lead magnets, free things below. You know what they're all about.
We are rubbish at CTAs.
Awful.
We always do this though. This is the first video of this filming block. So
subscribe as well.
Next one.
All that in one go.
You'll see the next one's better.
Better than this one.
See you in a bit.